Yeah, you can't do that.
Montana rivers offer great opportunities for year-round recreation.
Hey guys, I just gotta tell you one quick thing. If you guys are jumping on this.
Do you know why we wanted to come over here and talk to you?
But a combination of sun, water, and alcohol can be a deadly mix.
Yeah, we'll pick up what we can. How to drive a jet boat.
You know what you did wrong? You're before shooting hours. There we go. You want to go to jail, Jay?
Well, float last year.
Yeah.
Watch what this guy's doing.
About 10 hours.
Yeah, you can't do that. Let's go get him.
Wild rivers in Montana offer great recreational opportunities, and wardens know how dangerous they are. Yet, lighthearted recreationalists quite often are oblivious to what can harm them and others. A young man recently drowned in a rushing current of the Missouri River.
Oh gosh, it's such a horrible season on the river. Last year when we recovered that poor kid's body, the divers went down, and even the divers were getting sucked in this current and knocked up against the rock wall, and then, you know, it spits you out. Hey guys, I just gotta tell you one quick thing. If you guys are jumping on this,
Doesn't look very
because last year I pulled a guy out who died, and it was low water. It was at the end of the summer. There's just a really bad current right there, and they'll suck you under. He was a great swimmer. So I mean, I can't kick you off of this place, but I don't want to take your body out of the river this year.
Some of the things we'll be looking for this weekend is primarily water safety contacts, ensuring that the motorized boats, jet boats, they have to have a little bit more equipment, fire extinguisher, they need a throwable type of boat cushion. Life jackets, of course, registration, we'll be checking for that. We'll be making sure that people are, you know, safe and sober enough to be driving these motor vehicles, particularly a little bit later in the day after they've had some time to, you know, have a few drinks and the sun kind of gets to them. Yeah, we were just about to trailer this boat up and get out of here, and right as we were about to get in the boat, we saw you know, kind of a reckless boat driving incident there where a jet ski was spraying some rafts. Tell him to go pull over up by that log. Do you see where that snag is? Right, yeah. Just head up there. Really tricky to get people to pull over. It's not like you're working on the highway out there. It's real shallow with fast current. But that's real shallow. This is part of the difficulty of doing this job on a river like this. It's pretty murky. You can't see where the shallow water is. Here, let me just get up there and we'll help them off the rocks.
Region 5 Warden Paul Lutke leads this operation and has been with the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks Law Enforcement Division for 6 years.
Do you know why we wanted to come over here and talk to you?
Not really. Splashing, I think.
Splashing, yep. You know that you're not allowed to do that. It doesn't matter. It's illegal. You can't splash. I mean, it's reckless driving, it's careless driving. It says explicitly in the law you're not allowed to, you know, splash or throw a wake onto somebody. So, especially with the amount of alcohol and couldn't even tell if you've been drinking. Have you had anything to drink at all today?
Not a drop.
I didn't think so, but
That's why I'm out here.
the people in the rafts have been, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be easy to throw them out, and of course they want to get splashed. I mean, they want to come for rides with us. I know, they want to throw beers back and forth. They get a lot out of control. So I know my point is you can't really trust what they're saying, and you can't do it, right? Okay. Why don't you just come back to the boat with me, and what I'm going to do is write you a written warning for splashing. I can tell you haven't been drinking, you're taking care of the way you're driving. It's just easy to do, so I'll write you a warning in the next year. I remember you from last year too. I remember I talked to you last year too. So
No, I think we don't have last year.
Wait, I didn't write you a ticket last year, did I?
You never, they did up in Livingston.
Up in Livingston. What was that for? Oh, really? Okay. Well, come back to the boat with me here and have a seat, and we'll discuss it. Here's the deal. This is a written warning. I know you know better. I'm writing you a warning anyway. That's your personal information. Charging with, or I would have charged you with 23.2523. Operate boat in a reckless fashion. The bond would have been 185 bucks. That's just a reminder. It's none. If somebody gets hurt, I mean, boat accidents are just, they're brutal.
That's like that take the jet boats.
We do? Okay, we got to go. There's a boat going down. Can you get that off the rocks okay by yourself?
In Montana, the wilderness seems to go on forever, giving the impression that the natural resources are never-ending. But uses of all kinds left unchecked can leave sparse terrain for future generations. In northwest Montana, Region 1, Captain Lee Anderson is coordinating a tactical operation with both aerial and ground assets to monitor off-road vehicle use in restricted areas. Wilderness preservation, in many forms, is under the jurisdiction of Montana's game wardens. Dirt bikes and ATVs tear up the soil, which leads to erosion, and for that reason, they are restricted to which trails and roads they can use.
Anyway, yeah, the whole goal of this, I guess when you have a operation, you're supposed to come up with some sexy name for it, so I just came up with the OHV goal. I didn't have it. I'll leave that up to somebody else. But yeah, we just wanted to try to get together, hit some areas that we know we've had some problems with off-road use. Nothing too crazy going on, but there's plenty of people out there running around. So we got Joe to come up and do some air support, and then obviously just to saturate the area with you guys on the ground. So we'll split up in general areas. I put the general areas here for each guy that's assigned. I've got your phone numbers on here. If there's anything missing or anything's wrong on there, let me know.
Region 1 Captain Lee Anderson leads this operation and has been with the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks Law Enforcement Division for 15 years.
So as far as violation stuff goes, I put the statutes and stuff in here that we can enforce from the state perspective. Obviously, it's a little bit different than the Forest Service. You guys can do, everything, pretty much out there on the forest. We're a little more limited in the scope of what we can deal with, and our focus is going to be on the making sure people have their OHVs registered and that they're actually on a designated trail or where they're supposed to be. And, we don't have the ability to cite them right now on the Forest Service because it's not a hunting season going on. Our MOU and we cover that. So if you guys can hit all your Forest Service stuff, we'll focus on the DNRC land and state lands and then Plum Creek. And that'll be the main things we're going to focus on.
Warden Perry Brown will be in the chopper with pilot Joe Ron. Radio tests are made with the trucks being used on the ground.
Let's go fly.
Supposed to be nice, calm weather by about 9 o'clock tonight.
Radio tests are complete and it's time to fire up the bird. Several ground officers head to a strategic location. With air support, it'll be easy to cover lots of ground and each warden will patrol a different area.
What we're doing today is we're been having some problems out west of town pretty much for years and years about folks going out on their ATVs and four-wheelers and they're not obeying the gate closures. And a lot of the land out here that we'll be patrolling is Plum Creek Timber Company, which is private land. They'll let the public use it. People go behind their gates and all that kind of stuff. And we're also going to be patrolling on state school trust land, which is administered by the DNRC. Just looking for folks going behind the gates. You know, for a lot of folks, it's can be an honest mistake, but for a lot of them, they just disregard the gates and rip signs down and rip gates out. So it's mainly what we're looking for today. So we got a helicopter up going. Got a call right now. Maybe it's something exciting. Hello, this is Ben.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. With a bird in the sky and wardens in strategic locations, the search for anyone violating off-road use or driving on any other designated roads is underway. 150 miles to the east near Great Falls, Montana, Warden Quinn Kuka continues her patrol on the unpredictable Missouri.
I just want to make sure if there's any kids aboard. Life jackets. These guys have theirs on. Looks pretty cool. So it's way up here and you can, oh my God, they're there. Okay, so I'm gonna just tell them a little bit about the past of this jumping rock.
I thought you were Brian.
Oh, you want Brian? We could call him.
No, I don't want Brian. They catching walleyes and halters still?
Yeah, early morning they are.
They are?
Yep. Can you do that?
Huh?
Can you do that?
Can I do that?
Yeah.
I know how to catch walleye.
Okay.
That's where Brian stopped me last and the cameraman was with. He goes, "You want to be on the show?" I was like, "No."
Now you are.
I know.
I don't ask. I
watch
just.
that show all the time.
Oh, good, good.
Sat here and debated, and then we decided it wasn't a good idea.
And it's a flood, and there's boats capsizing, and there's already been drownings all over the place because of this river. I mean, life jackets and all, but that's your decision. I just want you guys to know that.
Oh, we appreciate
Okay?
it.
And I mean, have a good time, but all right, guys, please be careful, okay?
And if you want to go to the back, like a TV, okay?
I hope they don't jump. Please don't jump. We were thinking about it, they say, oh gosh, it's such a horrible season on the river. I don't think you could survive that. And now it's not even, this is a flood, so I can only imagine how much more water's right there spinning around.
With high water in the river, several of the state-owned fishing access sites are closed.
So do you got your mojo? Because we're going down to the boat ramp and hopefully they're in the act of moving the barricade. Oh, moving the barricade right in front of me. That's awesome, because this is closed. How's it going, guys?
Did not know that was a barricade when it was falling over when we drove over it.
Okay, well this is a closed area for everybody.
Well, my daughter fell in the water,
Like, is she injured fall in the water?
just frozen, falling in the water. Yeah, and
you
we
did?
not want to keep going, so
Okay.
we pulled out here and hitchhiked.
Okay.
But when he hitchhiked down to get the car, that barricade was down and he backed over it.
Okay.
And then that's where we moved it. We were going to put it back up. We didn't realize it was a barricade.
Did anybody get hurt?
No, she was just freezing and in the water long enough that we thought we're not going down any further and going over those
Okay.
rapids under the bridge.
Okay, well let's get you out of here before people think that they can all do this, you know what I mean?
All right, thank
Because we don't, hi there.
Thank you so much.
Yep,
We had to stop our.
yep, I understand. I don't want everybody to think they can pull it, because it's shut down for a reason.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't
Yeah.
have stopped here.
Okay,
Right out of here.
okay, yep.
This group of rafters pulls out of the way to help Warden Kuka replace the barricade.
Okay, be careful, guys. We got 2 more drift boats down there. And you can see their trailers are right here, but it's area closed, so. You guys are aware that this area is closed, right?
What's that?
You understand that this area is closed?
Yeah, someone had an emergency bathroom.
Okay.
Right.
So those aren't your guys' truck and trailers?
No, I'm down at Pelican.
You're downstream?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
In northwest Montana, little do these off-road warriors know that they are being watched from both the air and the ground.
Pretty sure they're probably tearing off somewhere.
Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Region 1 headquarters are located in Kalispell, Montana, just north of Flathead Lake. Today, Captain Lee Anderson has set up an OHV saturation patrol with several ground units and a helicopter as the live eye in the sky. Before leaving Fish, Wildlife, and Parks headquarters, Warden Nathan Reiner reviews what roads are open in the area for motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. Pilot Joe Ron and Warden Perry Brown have a bird's eye view from the chopper, while Warden Ben Chapello, working from the ground, questions an ATV rider.
You guys camp down the road here?
Not down the road quite a ways, but yeah, we're camping here. We're gonna stay one more day. Yeah, I don't know if you passed them or not, but there are 3 trailers by the river and there's a bridge.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm camping, yeah.
All right, well, you guys have no license plates at all? Any stickers on your, oh, there you go. Alrighty.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. We'll talk with you later.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell your friends to make sure they stay on the roads. There's no trails.
Good.
Alrighty, sounds good. Appreciate it. Busted again.
The chopper team spots a couple of ATVs parked at the end of a gated road, but upon investigation, no illegal activity is discovered.
300 point turn.
Copy the helicopter traffic.
Negative.
Right, they were asking if you wanted them to take a look at anything. It's up to you. No hurry, I guess.
Yeah, no hurry. Wouldn't be bad to just check up this stuff on the flats on Bear Creek. Did you copy that, OT6?
Hey, copy that. You should north of the big ferry on this main road here.
10-4, it's the first road that's going to be heading uphill.
Okay, roger that. I'm checking it out.
Well, we're going to go up on the hill here and see if we can look down with binoculars. And we've got problems with people. They'll try taking their dirt bikes and 4-wheelers across the prairie where it's closed and get off road. So go up there and check it out. Did you see where he went down? Pretty much to the water. Deal where he was driving before because he was just in the campground, but he went down into the riparian area, which is the main reason we don't, that 4-wheelers can cause damage. So we'll talk to him about that later. Got all the info I need to know where he's camped.
A riparian area is a transition zone rich in plant life at the water's edge next to rivers and creeks. Keeping this sensitive zone intact is essential to maintaining, among other things, a solid barrier between the water and adjoining land.
I don't think it was enough of a violation to that's the main reason. That's the main place we don't want you going, is those riparian areas. So I'll just talk to him about that.
Yeah, definitely.
There he is.
There he is.
Wave him over. You guys are pretty good riders.
Getting there.
Just need to talk to Yeah, I want you guys all just come around and let's chat with all of you. The reason I wanted to talk to you guys is I was up on the hill and I was watching a little bit, and you guys were kind of digging around in the meadows a little bit. Not a big deal, but I know you went down into the creek bed a little bit. Somebody wearing a black shirt with an orange helmet on a red bike, which would have been you. Not a huge deal, but technically that is illegal to go down by the creek there. And that's a huge area that can be damaged when you take bikes down in there. All right. But since you're young and you're not, obviously you didn't go too far and you just did it once and you've been staying on the roads pretty much the rest of the day. I'm just gonna give you a written warning.
Okay.
Anyway, I talked to the kid. He's 14 years old. He was in a legal area, just kind of dipped out of it into the stream bed a little bit so he could get a bigger jump. But I think he kind of understands why we don't want people driving in the riparian area anymore. The parents weren't there either. They was with somebody else, so just gave him a warning. He's gonna be on file, be getting a warning, so if he gets caught again, we'll know that he's been warned before. And if I don't think we'll see him do it again, at least not this outing. He might forget about it in the future, but hopefully he doesn't.
In the Yellowstone River near Big Timber, Montana, there is what looks like a part of a sunken boat sticking out of the river.
How to drive a jet boat.
Is that a sunken jet boat in the Yellowstone River? Wardens Derek Fagone and Paul Lukey have just received a call about such an incident. The Montana Game Warden's jurisdiction of this waterway overlaps with Park County sheriffs who have gone to the aid of the boaters of the sunken craft.
What's up, Jerry? I said, what's up? The boat's in the water. That's all part of it here. Yeah. Who was driving it? He was. You were driving it?
Trying to. I don't know if just obviously must have got a hole somewhere, but the bilge boat I had on.
Warden Lukey has the sheriff transport the sunken jet boat operator to a fishing access site where Warden Justin Hawkaluk will interview the subject while he and Fagone go to the boat wreck.
When we get up here, I'll call Chris and Justin.
Well, we saw this jet boat earlier today, and now it's sunk. It looks like it used to be a pretty nice jet boat. It'll be interesting to find out why. If they hit something, who knows?
Hey, can you hear me? He was operating it. It's sunk probably in 4 foot of water. Is where it sets now. It's on, it's up. We'll take pictures. We'll show you where it's setting. All right. Okay. See you in a bit.
Right as we were about to be done for the day, some other stuff happened. We got a sunken jet boat here. We're gonna try to figure out what the cause of it was. Make sure these guys, were super intoxicated. They said it had a hole in it and it sunk, so we'll have to kind of do an interview with them and see what the deal is. We'll get a few photographs here for our boat accident investigation report, and then try to go visit with the owner there. He looked pretty bummed about losing his boat, and hopefully for him, you know, he wasn't drunk. He doesn't have any tickets coming.
Jet boat sunk, I guess that's the we got word from Derek. He called, Chris and I were in the truck there. Sheriff's office was out there too. They helped the guys get out of the boat and everything. We were waiting here for them when they got out, came to shore to ask the guy about it, the operator, owner of the boat. And he said that, I don't know, he couldn't explain, sank really fast. So as a result, kind of asked him about it, what he was doing. I asked if he would, had been drinking and if he'd submit to a breath test, and he refused. And of course he can do that, so. And that's, he went on his way, visited with, provide information for us for follow-up, kind of devised a plan on how he can get his boat out. And he's taking off, going back to Billings.
Warden Fagon takes several photos from different angles, which will be needed for his boat accident report.
I think they are. Yeah, the county boat has them.
One of the things that we deal with Fish, Wildlife, and Parks as far as our water safety is every boat that's manufactured, it has a Coast Guard approval on it, and it's usually a placard that has the information about the boat and the capacity and the horsepower rating for that particular boat. So when we're on the water, one of the things that we look for water safety-wise, in addition to having all the required equipment, the life jackets, with these bigger boats and the gas tanks, enclosed gas tanks, and having a fire extinguisher, is we actually look at the number of people that are on the boat in relation to the capacity set by the Coast Guard. We want to make sure that people are out there in their boats enjoying themselves, but at the same time also being safe and adhering to Coast Guard regulations. All of the regulations that we have here in the state of Montana that have to do with water safety are actually set by the United States Coast Guard, and so they're not state rules or laws, they're actually United States Coast Guard laws.
Lukey and Fagon head downriver to pick up debris from this boat.
Oh, look at all this crap.
Yeah, I came out of a boat up here.
There's all kinds of down the river, dude.
Okay. Yeah, the boats.
I don't want to stand on that though. So.
No, I don't blame you.
Thanks, guys.
Have the net? Have the net? There's a boat sheriff going down the river.
Yeah, we saw that stuff.
No, we were just going to clean up the yard sale on our way out.
Yeah, if you see some stuff, grab it if you would.
We were starting with the ice chest because everything was in the river.
Okay, yeah, we'll grab what we can.
There's a gas can in the little tributary over there too.
Would you guys mind opening up? What'd she say? Tell Sammy Hagar that she had to have their stuff.
Yeah. One foot on the brake, one on the gas.
Going over there?
I'm not going over there.
Huh?
I'm not going over there.
Why aren't you gonna go get the stuff?
There's stuff down there, tons of it. They can bring it down. Look at all of it down here.
A boat sinking on this waterway is rather unusual. So, just what was the cause of this incident? Was it personal misfortune or misconduct?
Would you submit to a breath test? He said no, so.
In the Yellowstone River near Big Timber, Montana, a jet boat has mysteriously sunk in the middle of the river, and wardens want answers.
I want to know what sunk that thing. How do you sink an aluminum jet boat?
Arriving back at the fishing access site, Warden Fagon meets up with Justin Halkaluk and Sergeant Chris Anderson.
Jerry was right there when it happened, I guess. He was right there. I don't know if he saw it or just come upon it right after it happened.
Nope, I visited with him when he come out here. And
what do you think?
Asked him if he didn't seem very drunk at all. He seemed pretty good. I asked if he had much to drink. He said just a little glass while he's at the hot dog stand. I said, would you submit to a breath test? He said no, so. That was it. I got all of his information. Got his buddy's information, boat information. I don't know if you or Jerry going to do the boat accident.
Jerry took off before we talked to him. About doing the boat accident? So anyway, if I were you, I'd have Jerry fill out the accident form. Yeah, I mean, I forwarded it when we got that email to us. I forwarded it to the sheriff's office, so they have the form. Sure. And I'll call Dan. And I think they had a mechanical malfunction with the motor sucking up a bunch of water or something by the sounds of it. Well, either that or the bilge went out, or who knows.
Upriver, a jet boat was beginning to sink, so we jumped in and headed up there, and it was already sunk. The 2 guys that were operating the boat were in with the county search and rescue boat. They got a ride back here, and about all we could do was pick up some more of their garbage and stuff that broke loose from the boat. A lot of boat cushions and seats, and pretty much everything that was in the boat is now in the river except for what we got off. So, hey, we needed that fender earlier. Be careful, this stuff could be kind of heavy. Is it heavy? Yeah. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna haul it all on my boat. They'll come and get it, hopefully, at some point. Derek's doing about the right thing right there. Hopefully he's got a friend with another friend with a jet boat who can come up here and help him get rid of some of this stuff, so. Yeah, we'll pick up what we can. Okay, I'm not gonna slow down for this one. I don't care what it is. No, it's a good net. We're going full speed. Okay, fine. It's a 3-ring binder. Although why, I don't know.
That's his beer log.
Where'd it go? To date, I've had 846 beers today. Nice. Don't tell me that's a jet boating manual.
Yeah.
How to drive a jet boat.
We can hand it to him and say,
oh, for God's sake. I'll tell him. Hey, we know why they crashed. He lost his manual for how to drive a jet boat.
We piled up like the sea and stuff on shore and grabbed some of this. Well, I know what he did.
Is he BUI, do you think? Are they gonna check? Somebody's gonna check? Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're having fun. Still, again, no injuries, and guy lost a very expensive, very nice jet boat. I'm sure he's gonna be having a tough sleep tonight.
185 miles to the northwest near Great Falls, Warden Quinn Kuka is working along the Missouri River. In these remote areas, warden patrols are sometimes the only help people out here can hope for.
We'll just check this guy out, make sure he's okay. You doing okay?
Yeah.
You guys just pull out right here?
Yeah, I'll wait for the back of the truck.
Oh, okay. You don't need any help or anything?
No. We had 3 people, 2 cars, so and I don't have my license.
So you get to be this guy,
I
huh?
get to be the raft watcher, yeah.
Oh, man. Did you guys have any luck on the water?
Caught a couple trout, but that's about it.
Did you float for a long time?
Floated from, where did we pull off at? They ended up being about a 25-mile float or something.
Oh, you're out here all day, huh?
And we started late, a little bit late last night, about 6 o'clock.
Oh, really?
And then camped out.
Cool. Where are you from?
Great Falls.
Oh, awesome. Did you run into anything cool?
Not really. Didn't even see any deer.
Oh, safe trip though?
A whole lot of nothing. For the most part, I took a tumble in the water.
Oh no.
They lost the paddle at one point. We had to go after that too. But other than that, pretty much, yeah.
Did you have a life jacket on?
Oh, me?
Yeah. You be careful.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you later. Have a good day, okay?
You too.
Thanks.
You have it.
I'm $1 trillion richer today because of Greg Falls.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. The Upper Missouri River near Cascade, Montana is known to be a blue ribbon trout fishery. Today, Warden Quinn Kuka strikes it rich while checking fishermen.
Friendly guy. Why isn't there more of them out in the world? Hi guys. How are you?
Good.
How's the fishing?
Pretty good.
Are you guys like wind blown into the bank, or is this really where you want to be?
We're not wind blown in. We're gonna eat.
Oh, you're having lunch. So are you a guided trip?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Where are you guys from? Okay, yeah. I'll take your paperwork if you don't mind.
I got 2 jackets right here, 3 more right there.
Okay, sure. If you just want to show me. What's for lunch?
Just finished steak sandwich.
Oh, they better be steak. He shouldn't be giving you bologna. So where's the guests from? Oh, do you like this weather better? It is windy, yep. How long you down here for?
My name's Greg.
Greg, Quinn Kuka,
Nice to meet you, Quinn. It's real easy. It's Greg Falls, just like Great Falls.
Oh, that's an easy one.
An easy one. Up and down the river today.
Yeah, we started in Great Falls and working our way up, maybe to the lake.
It is Saturday, isn't it?
I guess so. They all run in together with me. There you are.
Okay. License, certificate of insurance behind it, first aid card, all the above. And I will give you out mine.
I'll never forget your name now.
I know, I was going to say it's a big jump.
Okay, hold on. I got deer, turkey, elk, and a receipt. We're getting there. There we go.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I didn't have them all in my little envelope this year.
There you go.
And you can take care of the national debt. One of my customers gave that to you, I'll give that to you.
Oh, really?
That is legal tender.
Reserve Bank. That's funny.
Pay off the national debt.
$100 trillion.
Yep, from Zimbabwe.
Finally.
It is. It's worth a quarter.
My
but
good
it is $100 trillion.
You don't want that?
No, you could have it.
I'm $1 trillion richer today because of
Exactly.
Greg Falls.
Thanks.
Thank
Nice to meet you. You take
guys
care.
Have a great day.
You too. Thanks again,
Be
guys.
safe on the river, okay?
You too.
Stick it in the wallet. The only cash I got in my wallet's $1 trillion. That's awesome. That was a friendly guide. When you check those guides, you have to check for all kinds of stuff, their equipment, their licenses, you know, and those guys were from California. Make sure they had non-resident licenses. Pretty friendly for a bunch of bologna sandwich eating fly fishermen.
Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks operations require wardens to deal with people on many levels.
The other reason I came back is I walked by the tent, I smelled marijuana in the tent.
Warden Ben Chapello is patrolling a remote area known to have a lot of late-night parties. Coming across a campsite right next to the road, he runs into an out-of-state vehicle, so he stops to make sure everything is okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, didn't mean to bother you. It's the game warden.
Oh, what's up?
For sure, what's up?
Oh, just seeing what was going on.
You want us to come out?
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
All right, have a good night. Sorry to bother you. I saw you in the car. So.
Oh, no worries.
Warden Chapello gets a whiff of narcotics. He moves in to
You guys going to
investigate.
bed right now, or?
No, we're just talking.
Okay. How many is in the tent?
Just me and my girlfriend.
Okay.
Do you want us to get out?
Yeah, if you could get out real quick. How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good.
I didn't.
Stuff from California?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's going on?
My name's Ben Chapello.
Nice to meet you. We're just camping out here.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, just wanted to let you know you're kind of close to the roads.
Okay, should we?
It's not illegal.
Well, we were gonna camp down there, but like our car doesn't do too well. Like it was really muddy the other day, so we just decided to camp up here. And we saw that there was like already a fire pit, so we just
Yeah. So the other reason I came back is I walked by the tent. I smelled marijuana. Are you guys are from California?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
are.
have a prescription.
Yeah, she does.
Okay. Do you have the card with you? Registration?
I'm like walking with my son. Here's my ID.
Okay.
And this is, we don't have cards out there.
Okay.
We just have like a license. Here, let's take it out.
All right. Appreciate it.
For sure. I've never been stopped in my life.
Oh,
so
okay.
like, this
No,
is a
I've-
brand new experience.
We do have medical marijuana in Montana, but I'm supposed to check. So.
For sure. Yeah, we heard that it was friendly with California or any other laws. We read the laws on it.
Okay.
He does
All right.
research for me.
No, we'll just hang tight for a second, guys. Thanks.
Warden Chapello runs a check on this couple and will also make sure that Montana reciprocates with California on medical marijuana.
Go ahead. Can you run 229s out of California for me?
That'll be awesome if we don't go to jail.
Entry 114, both subjects 29 clear, showing a valid 31 out of California on the last subject run. And the first subject that was run last up cheek is showing a valid 31 as well.
10-4, I got another question. Is Montana, they honor other states' medical marijuana prescriptions? This is also out of California.
10-4.
Warden Chapello receives word from dispatch that Montana does reciprocate with other medical marijuana-friendly states.
10-4, it looks like a legit license to me. It's got a seal, so I'll just... All right, well, sorry about that, guys.
No worries, it's all good.
I didn't know if we honored other states, so I just wanted to double check.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it did. It did. That's why we came
There's
up here.
that back for you.
Enjoy your trip, for sure. Thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah, just put the fire out.
Oh, we will.
Please,
Yeah.
so it's not flaming.
Yeah.
The only reason we were saying that is because we thought you were the neighbors who were like going to bed. But we wait till the fire goes out before we go.
Yeah, and it's not illegal where you camp. I'd recommend somewhere else. You're gonna get a lot of traffic.
Yeah,
There's
okay,
a lot
for
of
sure.
people coming here at night. I appreciate it, guys. Sorry to bother you.
No worries.
Have a good night.
That's very pleasant.
You'll have to watch the Outdoor Channel now, I guess.
You may want to think twice before you pick up an antler on a game range in Montana.
Right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Nice.
Those caught trespassing or illegally taking antlers face hefty fines and the loss of hunting privileges.
One of the leads was that some of the suspects had sold some of the antlers to a local taxidermist.
You guys gonna run over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll do some more digging. If I can find out their name, I'll call you.
Warden Sergeant Dan Curtin and Captain Jeff Dara take a trip to the local taxidermist to ask a few questions.
the taxidermist wouldn't have known where the antlers came from, so there was no wrongdoing on his behalf.
This is one whitetail shed. We're going to bring the elk antlers out in a second. We got the consent to search form signed. Everything looks good.
Of course, it's legal for that to happen, to sell antlers. There is a market for shed antlers.
Captain Jeff Dara has been with the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks Law Enforcement Division for 26 years and works in Region 2.
He bought 11 elk antlers and a deer antlers from 2 of the suspects.
Okay, thanks guys. Have a good day.
Wardens confiscate the antlers to use as evidence in court.
Well, we came over to the taxidermy shop where the antlers were sold. The taxidermists were very cooperative. They were very upset to learn that they were taken off the game range in a closed fashion. They signed a consent to search form. They were real cooperative on the whole situation, turned the antlers right over to us, gave us the amounts that were paid for them and when, and we told them that we would do the best to get their money recouped when these folks are sentenced.
Just what Dan said, both of the taxidermists here are really stand-up guys. They hunt antlers themselves, and they just didn't think it was fair that guys could go in and get antlers before the season, and they said they were glad that we were looking at it, treating it serious, because in their mind it was just the same as poaching. We're narrowing down all the antlers, so. Today we were investigating some antler theft from our Blackfoot Clearwater game range, and one of the steps that we took this morning was to follow up on some leads. And
Operation Antler Blitz takes place at Region 2's headquarters in Missoula, Montana.
And, you know, normally he's finding, you know, he might come home with 1 in a day. It's not like he's coming out with handfuls of them.
It's amazing how some of the people get addicted, you know, to it. They really do. It's kind of like it's an Easter egg hunt in a way, you know. I mean, they get hooked, and it, you know, that's fine, but do it within the parameters of when you can do it. And plus, the game ranges are closed for a reason. You know, they aren't closed to keep people out of there for antler reasons. They're closed to keep people out of there because there's elk in there in the winter.
400 miles to the east in Region 6, Warden Todd Tryon gets an early start in support of several wildlife management efforts south of Glasgow, Montana.
So we're helping out the wildlife guys, helping them with their sage grouse count. Come out here to count the sage grouse, male sage grouse on their leks.
Antelope are kind of blowing our cover.
They have these known areas where the males have been known to come. They'll come back year after year and do their display for the females. I didn't see any females on this one. By about now, they're usually done, but the males will still come. And there was 8 on this one.
Coming up, record snowfall means higher concentrations of elk antlers, and the temptation to shed hunt illegally, well, it's too great for some. The vast plains of eastern Montana are home to numerous species of game and upland birds, but not a lot of people. Game wardens frequently assist biologists to expand the reach of wildlife management. Today, Warden Todd Tryon of Glasgow, Montana is performing a count on sage grouse.
Helping out the wildlife guys, helping them with their sage grouse count. And there's 8 on this one. They'll do their display and beat each other up a little bit. Got some antelope giving away our position right off.
Warden Tryon makes a quick count and heads to another location.
So we hit our first sage grouse lek, had 8 males on it. Now we're gonna go to one that last count I had on it was 33 males. So see if they can give us a show.
In 2010, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service determined the greater sage grouse warrants protection under the Endangered Species Act. However, other listings have been determined to be a higher priority. Sage grouse are mostly concentrated in the central to eastern part of Montana, an area that is pressured by oil and mineral exploration, making sage grouse counts a key part in monitoring the health of their population. 400 miles to the west near Augusta, Montana, on the Sun River Game Range, wardens are pulling out all the stops in pursuit of trespassers.
We do have a problem when the game ranges are closed, people coming on, picking up sheds. What we're doing today is we're patrolling the Sun River Game Range. We have a migratory elk herd, which numbers about 2,500 elk. What's critical about this game range is they spend the winter months here.
Game ranges are closed from December 1st until May 15th of the following spring.
That's basically for the protection of the wildlife that use this area. It's critical winter habitat. We really are concerned about keeping people off the game range during the winter months. These elk and the wildlife, the deer, they are, during the winter, are just trying to stay alive. They don't need to be chased around, burning calories by people looking for shed antlers. So that's the #1 goal of ours during the winters, to keep people off this game range. During the summer months and into the hunting season, we do allow hunting by permit only here. A lot of recreational opportunity, a lot of horseback riding, camping, fishing, bird watching, photography. The wildlife management area gets used a lot for multi-purposes.
Wardens Dave Holland and Ezra Schwam work in bordering districts and will frequently assist each other in these types of operations that involve multiple regions. Bull elk typically drop their antlers starting late March or early April. Warden Holland plans on placing an antler equipped with a transmitter to possibly catch potential poachers. With record snowfall, more elk than usual wintered at the Sun River Game Range. Wardens Holland and Schwam set out to patrol on horseback. Holland is riding a state-owned horse, while Schwam elects to ride his personal mule, named Purpose. Wardens use horses or mules to cover more ground on the range without generating noise from trucks or ATVs.
We can bounce back and forth.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Yeah. Get up on the ridge, see if we can see where the big group's at.
It's going to be to the east. All right, Clyde, let's go.
Warden Dave Holland has been with the Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Law Enforcement Division for 9 years and works in Region 4.
Look at the base on that thing.
It's not as big as I thought, but it's
thick.
Yeah.
Having traveled approximately 2 miles, Wardens Holland and Schwam have found several antlers, meaning there hasn't been too much illegal activity on the game range. They continue to ride looking for any suspicious activity or people. When we return, we continue our investigation into antler theft on the game range, and then we head east and put our hands on some trophy walleye. You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel.
So over my right shoulder here, there's what we call an exclosure, and it's a fenced area. We fence it to keep the elk out. Wildlife management area, we do not allow any livestock grazing here, so it's all elk and deer. So what it does is it helps us gauge what the use of the range is being used by the elk. So in that exclosure, there's grass that's grown that hasn't been grazed on, and if you notice around me here, it's been grazed down pretty good. It's starting to green back up. But that's just a good tool. We have them spread throughout the game range, and it helps keep an indication on what the elk are using for range and how hard they're using it. This particular antler is a transmitted antler. I've put a transmitter in this. I'm going to be putting it out here on the game range. I'm about 2 miles into the game range. And it's more of a deterrent. I freely let people know I put these transmitted antlers out, and I want people to know if they, make the choice to trespass on the game range, that when they stoop down to pick up an antler, I want in the back of their mind to think, oh, wonder if that's a transmitted antler. So I've made cases in the past with this type of technology. I've tracked them back to their residence. I've done search warrants. I've found where they've taken these antlers and stashed them here on the game range to pick up later. So what I'm going to do is be putting this one out. Hopefully nobody trespasses to pick it up, but if they do, then we should be able to track it back to their house or to their stash here on the game range.
150 miles to the southwest of Region 2 headquarters in Missoula, Montana, wardens are hot on the trail of antler thieves. Several tips have come in on 4 men trespassing and stealing antlers on the Blackfoot Clearwater game range before the open season. Wardens have seized some of the antlers, which were sold to a local taxidermist. 2 days prior, Warden Ezra Schwalm called 2 of the men as they came off the game range.
Well, I got a call from Dan Curtin, the sergeant, that if I could go sit on a vehicle over by the Blackfoot Clearwater game range. 10-4, we're on our way. Warden Bill Copen was over there, was driving by, coming in to Missoula to work on some search warrants for some antlers that we knew had been taken off the game range. I ran over there right away, got there, exchanged information with Warden Copen, and he took off, came to Missoula, and I continued to sit on the vehicle, figuring I'd be there till dark. And just a few hours after I got there, they came walking out. They didn't have any backpacks or any antlers with them. Through interviewing them, found out that they were indeed on the game range that day. Did have a cache of antlers. We went back and got that cache of antlers and then brought them down here to Missoula, knowing that they had other antlers that they had taken off the game range previously, and interviewed them back here at the office in Missoula and got them to come clean on all that stuff, and ended up getting those antlers back as well.
We're kind of thinking if it doesn't get adjudicated this year, we'll sprinkle them out there next year.
They're no good to us.
No, we're not going to do anything.
And what the deal is that they've stolen from people that are honest about it, and doing it the right way.
Oh yeah, in the past 2 weeks, we've had 4 phone calls.
2 of the men have been caught and admitted to taking antlers. Now plans are taking shape to execute a search warrant and bring the other 2 suspects in for questioning.
Hello, Bill. Hey, we got things lined up. They're going to be in Missoula, both of them. We're going to get them right when they come out of work at 4 o'clock.
Coming up, wardens are in pursuit of antler thieves, and the suspects might cooperate, but the mule doesn't.
Well, here he goes. I like my horse.
Whip. Hey, Dave.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. Montana game wardens in Regions 2 and 4 are working diligently to keep trespassers off their prospective wildlife management areas. The WMAs are closed to the public until May 15th to serve as a safe haven for wintering wildlife.
Here in Region 6, there's a lot of the other departments, don't have the manpower, so as the game wardens, we'll help out as much as we can. And it's not always about the enforcement side of it. Deal a little bit more with the conservation side of it and help out the wildlife. Like this morning, we helped out with their sage grouse count, and come down here for the rest of the morning. We'll help out the fisheries crew with their walleye spawn.
At 134 miles long and boasting 1,520 miles of shoreline, Fort Peck Reservoir is the 5th largest man-made lake in the United States. It's also known as a premier walleye hatchery.
We got nets set out and traps, so we'll go check those traps and get some female walleye. Bring them back here, and this is where they squeeze the eggs and get them fertilized. They got some holding pins here, I guess, that they keep the green females in until they're ready to get the eggs out of them. Hopefully we'll see a bunch of big walleye. There's not too many people on the boat, maybe 4 or 5, and my role will be kind of help out each other where we can, dragging the net in and getting the fish out of the net. We'll get them weighed, get them measured, and keep the females if they got eggs, and bring them back here.
First thing this morning is we headed out along the shore of the reservoir here to go check our trap nets in hopes of finding some walleyes for the spawning operation. Try and find some with a pretty gradual slope. Hopefully a little bit of gravel and rock mixed in there with it. Seems like that's usually what the walleyes are looking for when they're attempting to spawn out here on Fort Peck.
We're in.
Biologist Heath Headley will log all of the fish caught in the nets.
Male. Another male.
The first 2 are males and are quickly released. Even the rough fish are counted and released.
That's it.
That's it.
No females. Looks like all we had was males in that one. And 1 smallmouth buffalo.
Ready to move on to the next trap?
Ready.
Ready. Here we go.
When we return, with warrants in hand, our teams get ready to bring in suspected antler thieves. Trap netting for the walleye spawn on Fort Peck Reservoir usually starts in March, but with cooler than normal temperatures and lingering ice cover, wildlife managers are starting later than usual. Montana Game Warden Todd Tryon is assisting. State biologist Heath Headley.
I think they said 27 nets and traps out there. And the nets will be set next to shore. Traps will be a little bit further out, and the walleye will swim and hit these nets and follow the net into the trap, and there they'll set. They check them, been checking them every morning, and depending on the trap, they'll get either no fish, or it could be a whole pile of anything from walleye, northern, carp, some shiners, crappies
Black
in there.
crappie. Black crappie. Nice Cisco.
A lot of perch will be caught in the net too.
That's it?
That's it.
The state of Montana has several wildlife management areas, all of which are closed from December the 1st to May the 15th for the protection of wildlife. The Blackfoot Clearwater and the Sun River game ranges are 2 of the most popular, with large numbers of wintering elk. Region 4 Warden Dave Holland has just put an antler out with a transmitter in an effort to deter potential trespassers.
I have a transmitted antler out. It's one of our techniques we use here on the game range to find out if anybody's been trespassing. So what I do is I don't have to be very close to the antler to know that it's there. I have a certain frequency I use, and so I don't have to visit the antler every day. I can, be a couple miles away and know it's still in location. If it moves, I'll be able to track it either back to a stash location, or I can track them back to their residence. I've made cases with this type of technology in the past. It's very effective. And the biggest effectiveness of it is it's a deterrent. It basically, there's no secret about it. I want people to know that I'm doing this. That way, if they decide to trespass on the game range, they may pick up a transmitted antler. So it's the psychological deterrent is the best effect. So this is the H antenna that we use, the receiver, and as you can hear, the antler is talking to me.
Wardens Holland and Schwalm deploy trail cameras as another tool to catch potential poachers.
Not a lot of cover. Maybe if we put it like over here on that tree down low.
How about that real thick one right there?
Oh, and then that's probably a good one.
And then we'll put them out right out here. Let's do that.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Well, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to be setting up a trail camera. This trail right here has been used a lot by the elk. So when guys come in here shed hunting, they usually follow the elk patterns. We're going to take a trail camera, set it up here in this tree, and then we're going to put a couple of these antlers out in front of it. And if somebody comes by, this trail camera is designed to take movies. So we're going to hopefully get a video of either somebody walking this trail or stopping to pick these antlers up.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm neighboring warden to Dave, and I actually live in between two of the major game ranges, Sun River Game Range, this one being one, and Blackfoot Clearwater the other one. So both of them are neighboring districts to mine, so I help out on both.
I set these things up around the game range, along trails that people are normally going to walk. If they know we're using these things, it might, in the back of their mind, think I better not be walking around the game range. I might end up walking in front of a camera. So it's another deterrent. No secret, I tell people I use them.
Next on Wardens, search warrants are issued and wardens are prepared to bring in a couple of trespassers. You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. Acting on a tip, Region 2 Warden Sergeant Dan Curtin is heading to the courthouse to obtain a search warrant to search for evidence in the home of two men suspected of trespassing and stealing antlers from the Blackfoot Clearwater Game Range.
Okay, we got the search warrant signed by Judge Odlin, and we'll be ready to go ahead and execute it.
We had received information that the two suspects had started a new job today, so we didn't want to call them off the job.
3 teams will be in place. 2 at the workplace, as there are 2 suspects, and the 3rd near the residence where the search warrant will be executed.
So we're just gonna wait right here. Some other guys are up waiting for the individuals, and they're gonna grab them and take them back to the office and interview them. We're gonna go from here after that happens and stage at the houses that we have the warrants for. And at that point, we'll wait and see how cooperative the guys are in interviews and whether or not the search warrants are going to be simple or more involved.
The plan is to wait outside the place of employment of the suspects until quitting time. As the cars start to leave, the 2 suspects appear and our wardens move in to talk with them. Each of the 2 teams of wardens makes contact with their suspects. Both agree to return to Fish, Wildlife, and Parks headquarters for questioning. Meanwhile, back on the Sun River Game Range, Wardens Dave Holland and Ezra Schwalm have set out a transmitted antler and are now setting up a video trail cam.
Yeah, and I'm modifying it. I'm taking, all I want is day shots. I don't want a lot of glare. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take electrical tape and I'm gonna block off the infrared sensor or the IR transmitter because I don't need night shots. And I'm gonna block off the window that tells me about battery life. The less glare I have, the better. I'm just gonna leave the motion sensor and the camera lens open. We'll just pop it. Yeah, because I noticed when it'll focus on whatever's closest. So now we can stick this one down in the bottom there. Okay.
Does that matter, do you think, that floppy?
No, I think they're good. Let's try to put like something right here. Where's that one you cut?
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Pretty simple.
So any proper trap, you need some cheese. So we'll put these out. And so the purpose of this is basically we're looking for anybody who's already, we're well into the game range. We're miles into the game range. So anybody who's in here, there's no excuse, they're trespassing. So we're either looking for somebody to use this trail, just come walking by. They'll see these antlers stop. That particular camera takes video. So hopefully we can get some video of some people trespassing. Again, it's another deterrent. I tell people I do this, no secret. And so we'll see what happens. I think that's a good spot. I like it.
With the camera set up and ready to go, they're about to mount back up. But Warden Swansmule Purpose has plans of his own.
You little butt nut. Oh. Webby! Stop it. Oh, you're not helping out anything. Well, here he goes.
I like my horse.
Webb. Hey, Dave.
Oh. He just wanted to be the road faster than you did.
Well, yeah, and I stopped and you were going.
Oh, I didn't know.
Trying to get on him. Webb. And then Webb was freaking not helping.
Oh, nipping at his heels.
Oh, Webb was being a pain. All right.
Okay, so I think the easiest way is to drop down the road and then take a right, because it's pretty thick down here.
Wardens are in place and are about to execute a search warrant when we return.
Use an evidence tag for each one of them unless the spike antlers are together.
Region 2 wardens have confiscated elk antlers from a local taxidermist who had purchased them not knowing they were unlawfully taken from a closed wildlife management area. A search warrant has been issued, and the two suspects have agreed to return to Fish, Wildlife and Parks headquarters for questioning.
We waited until they were done with their job today and contacted both of the suspects and had them meet us here at the Fish, Wildlife and Parks office in Missoula, Montana.
Guys, pull up in front of me and park right in front of me. That way you can get a shot into the garage when we open up the door.
10-4, is it this garage on the right?
Team 3 moves in to secure the residence for the search warrant. Upon arrival at the Fish, Wildlife and Parks headquarters, one of the suspects airs his frustration with the whole ordeal.
Yeah, you couldn't go to work.
Not good.
Keep it up. Keep it up. I'll make sure you're not there.
We separated the two suspects and interviewed them. Both suspects were cooperative and throughout the process.
You're not under arrest, but before we talk to you, we do have to give this warning to you. Just you get your rights, you know, and it's just something we do. It's just kind of a formality. So without further ado, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used again.
After being read his Miranda rights, the questioning begins.
I think you guys probably know what it's about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured so.
Okay. Well, why don't we just start from the beginning and tell us how many times you guys have been up there and what's been going on.
Okay. I've been up there 3 times this year.
Okay.
Just up where? The game range? Yeah. The Blackfoot? Yes.
Okay.
This was my first year going up there, and you know, I was excited. I found a couple elk sheds. I think we went out there with 11.
Admitted that they had been on the game range and that they'd picked up antlers, and they'd been on the game range a total of 3 times this year while it was closed. And pretty much admitted that they knew they weren't supposed to be there, but they did go in anyway and remove the antlers. And they admitted to selling the antlers to the taxidermist because they needed the money. And so we've got a full admission. We have the antlers, and we respect you being honest and upfront about it. And you know, what we'll do is we got other guys we're talking to. Other guys are in trouble too. We got 50 antlers in the back there. So what we're going to do is we'll put it all together. We'll probably get a hold of you here, if not the end of this week, first part of next week, and just have you come in and sit down for 5 or 10 minutes and write you out some simple citations, and then you just go in and see the judge. The misdemeanors. It is, but on this type of fine, you probably are going to lose them, but I can't say for how long. I mean, it could be 12 months, it could be 24 months. I don't think it would be any more than 24 or 36 months. But yeah, you're going to lose them. But because you've been kind of upright, stand up and telling us the truth, you know, and we'll probably go in and ask for 24 months. Okay, so that's kind of what you're looking at. But I can't tell you that's what it'll be, because the judge is the judge. You know, it could be less, it could be more. So now it'll be up to the county prosecutor to help us sort through what charges to file, and then the suspects can go in and see the judge once the tickets are issued, and the fine would be levied. So that's where we're at right now. Started a little rocky in the parking lot.
Sergeant Dan Curtin and Warden Ezra Swam are at the home of the suspect waiting for him to arrive before executing the search warrant and confiscating additional evidence.
Okay, so what we basically have is we have 2 spike antlers and an elk ivory. The elk ivory is supposed to be in a backpack in his bedroom, and the antlers are supposed to be in the garage. All the other ones have been sold already. So it sounds like the guys are real confident that's what's happened. So if you want to take a picture of the evidence, then we'll use an evidence tag for each one of them unless the spike antlers are together. I'll go ahead and fill out the receipt. I'll show him the original copy of the warrant, give him his copy of the warrant. We'll collect that stuff, and then we'll be out of here.
Okay, so you want me to just fill out the tags for the
ivory and the 2 antlers.
Okay.
Because both suspects fully cooperated and we believe what they told us, originally we had a search warrant to go into one of the suspects' homes and look for antlers and evidence of antlers. But I believe we've got all the antlers. They sold them. They needed the money. When questioning the one suspect, he said he had 1 small set of antlers at his house, and we've got 1 warden that's going to go there and pick that set of antlers up. No reason to do a full-blown search. We feel they've been totally cooperative.
Are we going to go with him in the house to get the ivories, or are we going to let him? Okay.
Well, we'll see how things go. Okay. We'll see how things go. If he's real cooperative and stuff, and say we'll just follow you in, well, then one or both of us can just follow him in real quick to grab that.
Okay.
Everything else sounds like it's good. I already checked with everybody there, and they said there's no reason to take computers. So basically, I think once we have these 3 items, we'll be done.
Okay.
So.
Do we have to go somewhere else then, or
nope.
Is everything just right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be it as far as I don't know what they got going on yet. So.
Wardens greet the suspect as he arrives home. He is cooperating with the investigation and willing to turn over the remaining evidence.
How you doing? All right.
Sergeant Curtin explains the warrant and gives him a copy before entering the house.
Yeah, yesterday, as a matter of fact. Just gonna put these in the truck, and got some elk ivories to grab yet, and we'll probably be out of here. All right. So back to the office?
Yep, head back to the office.
All right. And one ivory that came out of this spike. Well, after the guys back at the office did some interviewing, apparently, and I don't know all the ins and outs yet, but they sold all the antlers except for a actually winter kill spike they found. They knocked those off and took an ivory from it on the game range. So that was all that was left at the house. So the search warrant just was pretty quick and painless. We just went in and grabbed the spike antlers from the garage, and he had the ivory in his backpack. Took us right to it. Real cooperative, so we'll go back and see what's in store at the office. We got a few more I think we got to talk to. So.
When we return, it's back to Fort Peck Reservoir, where our spawning operation is in full swing. With a vast and sparsely populated territory, Region 6 wardens often find themselves lending a helping hand to other fish, wildlife, and park staff. Today, Warden Todd Tryon is assisting the Fisheries Department with the annual walleye fish spawn on Fort Peck.
It's a good sized walleye right there. With the fish spawn, they like to get volunteers if they can, and usually it'll be one of the following the directions of the fisheries crew. And what I was doing was I was helping pulling the nets and netting out all the fish that were in there, whether it be northern walleye, crappie, carp, smallmouth and bigmouth buffalo. A lot of perch in there too. But we're pulling up the nets and netting out the fish.
First thing this morning is we headed out along the shore of the reservoir here to go check our trap nets in hopes of finding some walleyes for the spawning operation, which is conducted every year. Once we run through all our trap net locations, we'll bring the fish back to the spawning operation. Here we have some barges set up along with some holding pens. So once the female walleyes are back at the spawning barge, they'll go through and sort through the right fish, and they'll actually be in holding pens inside the barge.
If the female isn't ripe and ready to release the eggs, she will be kept in an outside holding tank.
From there, volunteers will go in and dip net the fish from the holding pens, transfer them to a hatchery worker where the eggs are collected in a bowl. Then they'll be transferred over into another barge where the milt is added. When you add the milt, you also add the water to activate the sperm, and that's when the fertilization process will begin. We let that sit for approximately 1 minute, stirring it with a feather at that same time. Once that 1 minute is up, we'll go ahead and add what is called diatomaceous earth. And what that does is it de-adheses the eggs, breaks them down from clumping together. Once they've water hardened in the egg cradles, which are in the horse troughs there, we'll go ahead, bag them up, place them in coolers, and then haul them back to the Fort Peck or Miles City hatchery. And there they'll go ahead, measure out the amount of eggs they have and determine the exact number. And then they'll be placed in hatching jars. As
the eggs hatch, they turn brown, which is actually the eye of the fish. From there, the baby fish are transferred to different holding tanks at various stages of development until they are ready to be released and stocked into area lakes.
Fort Peck is obviously a large body of water. When it's completely full, it encompasses roughly 240,000 surface acres. And last year alone, we gained 15 feet of water. There was lots of spring moisture and a fair amount of mountain snowpack that essentially created 33,000 more surface acres. And when that happens, it creates a large amount of habitat out there for the whole fish community. It gains a lot of attention. You know, there's definitely a shot at some nice large walleye out there. You know, definitely a 10-pound fish isn't out of the question by any means. So, you know, that gains a lot of anglers' interest from across the nation. We did have one today that went 15 pounds, 8 ounces. So, you know, very, very big fish.
400 miles to the west in Region 4, wardens have been patrolling the Sun River Game Range looking for trespassers and antler thieves.
We're patrolling the Sun River Game Range. We do have a problem when the game ranges are closed, people coming on, picking up sheds.
The day is nearing the end, and Wardens Holland and Schwalm return to the trailer.
We didn't find any trespassers today, but we set up our cameras. One of them put the transmitted antler out and just kind of riding around, trying to go cross country a bit. See if we could see anybody sneaking through the trees. We, heck, probably found 40 shed antlers without even really trying to find them. So I think it's going to be a good year this year on the Sun River because there's no shortage of antlers, and I'm sure we lost a few. You know, there's always people coming on, but we don't always catch them, unfortunately. So some of them probably left, but doesn't look like a whole bunch of them left because there's still plenty around.
The waters of Montana have proven deadly in 2011.
What we've got is multiple 911 calls of a raft with approximately 8 people flipped over. Raft was seen floating downstream along with coolers and lots of other personal equipment.
Sheriff deputies launch a jet boat responding to the call.
The people that have been on the river before need to know that the channel has completely changed in multiple directions. Last week we were here recovering 2 bodies from a floating accident, and so even the small streams, which were close up to this one here, but they're a lot smaller, are even dangerous. We work very close with the Fish and Game wardens in Montana, and basically the sheriff's mandated by law to do all search and rescue. So they basically come in anytime we're needed. Tomorrow they'll have a couple of boats on the river. We'll have a couple more to be able to make sure things are safe.
Operation Waterfall takes place on the Yellowstone River in Region 5 near Big Timber, Montana.
We're here and just came in from Bozeman, had to work today, so I'm meeting up with all my friends over here. And we're gonna hit the river tomorrow, float all the way down to Reed Point. It's gonna be a great time.
Record flooding and high water have claimed several lives this season in many of the rivers and streams in Montana. Sheriff deputies found the rafters from the 911 call. There were no casualties or injuries, and all equipment was recovered. "350 miles to the northwest in Region 1, Flathead Lake is another popular water destination. A boat is spotted with a rather large crowd of people.
Go over quick before they go anywhere.
Come on, guys. Yeah, enjoying the day?
Just do some water safety checks, making sure everybody's got their life jackets on board and people are following the boating regulations on Flathead Lake.
Good, good. Well, I'm Nathan with Fish and Game. We're going to do a safety check on your boat. Because first off, how many people do you have in the boat there? 14. Yeah, how many rated capacity? 16. All right, Adam.
Find a life jacket, hold life jacket up.
Yeah, I'll hold life jackets up for every person.
That one won't work, but
got a 4-pack right here.
That's enough right there.
Everybody got one?
Yeah, that's enough.
All right, I saw your fire extinguisher, I saw your throwable.
Get the camera away.
All right, as long as you're not driving.
I'm not, yeah. Bye-bye.
Cruise around to the jet ski, you know. You see the kids wearing a life jacket? Yeah. You guys like ice cream? Yeah. Yeah? All right, how many got life jackets on there?
Warden Reiner hands out coupons to the kids for a free ice cream cone at Dairy Queen as a reward for wearing their life jackets. Assisting in the boat today is Parks Warden Brian Schwartz.
Brian's a new park warden, and it's a new program, and they're getting trained with the Montana Game Warden FTO program. And so right now he's in step 4 of the program, which means he does primarily anywhere from like 75 to 95% of the contacts. Pretty good. How are you doing? Nice day to be outside. How long you been out?
2 hours, 3 hours.
About 2 hours?
Yeah.
Any luck or?
Sorry?
Any luck? No. Okay. I'll just check fishing licenses real quick, and then do a boat safety check, and then we'll let you get back to it.
You betcha.
All right. And then just want to do the boat safety check. Do you have life jackets on board?
Yep.
There you go. I saw a yoke one in there, and
Man overboard.
oh, there we go. Yeah. We can get a rope on it, and then fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
You got that, and you got your validation sticker for this year. Yep. I noticed that up there, so yep. You're all squared away.
Back on the Yellowstone River, this raft is hung up on the rocks, but where are its passengers?
I don't want to take water on, bud.
We're going to put on the river here and work this float they have every year. A lot of times there's alcohol involved and whatnot, so you know what that always leads to, or can lead to. And we try to get in front and prevent a lot of that. So,
River Rat Dave here. Are you going down there?
As this raft makes its way toward the rapids, wardens scramble for their boats as trouble is brewing.
Oh, he's out.
Region 5 wardens Derek Fagon, Paul Lukey, Matt Ladd, and Justin Halkaluk are working the Yellowstone River boat float.
It's insanely stupid right there. Now I'm dying here.
Wardens Halkaluk and Ladd grab the rafter, but need him to get towards the back of the boat to bring him in.
That boat's just stuck in the hydraulics.
Yeah, you gotta pass him around to the back. Justin! Usually, grab people and pull them to the back of the boat there, and there's really no textbook way how to do it. The jet boats, you just got to get up to them and try not to hit them with the boat, pull them around, and get them right in the back.
basically provide water safety enforcement and rescue type work and stuff. People get themselves in trouble. It's a big social event. A lot of people are out on the river. We just try to keep it safe for the folks and hopefully provide a service, for the state and for the community.
After a brief struggle, the Raptor is safely brought into the boat.
Yeah, we need to have better communication with Matt on that.
With who? With Matt, yeah.
Luke and Fagon head towards the raft, which is caught on a rock.
We need to get that out of the way.
I don't want to go in there.
Yeah, maybe we can shoot in.
It'll come out eventually.
Yeah, it ain't worth going in after.
I don't think so. That guy was hurting, man. No life jacket. Well, he's got to get it eventually, but it'll come out.
We got no kind of throw hook or nothing, huh? I wonder if that guy can get it.
We got a long hook, a gaff.
Having waited several minutes for the raft to break free, Lukey makes the decision to go in and attempt to free the raft.
Just don't know if it's worth it.
We got two boats coming. So.
Yeah, they're drift boats though, they're not gonna hit it.
Where'd our bow line go?
It's not dragging, is it?
As Lukey and Fagon go for the raft, the man is brought to shore safely by Ladd and Hawthorne. Lukey has extensive experience in swift water rescue, but it's a dangerous situation trying to free this raft.
I don't want to take water on, bud.
Taking water on would definitely sink their boat.
There it goes. You freed it. You saved it.
Oh, the door's there.
Well, this is the mayhem right here. That boat was hung up, so we thought we'd get it so it didn't mess up a bunch of other people. Lost our gaff hook. There you go.
I'm either. No, I'm a game warden. State game warden. Game warden. Go to the back, Jeff, so I can get off that rock. We're coming to you. No, I got it. Just get in the back. I've got weight back. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Lukey and Fagon recover their gaff hook and the raft, while the other wardens bring this lucky fellow across the river to gather his belongings.
Yeah, we went to those rapids up there, and I had to kill everybody on my raft. You'll never see them again. Look in the missing persons report. Ow!
No life jacket, refuses to wear one even after we just plucked him out of the river, saved his butt. He was very happy to see us while we were out there, no doubt. Still refused to put a life jacket on. Raptor Dave, I guess.
Just the beginning.
You're watching Wardens only on Outdoor Channel. This stretch of the Yellowstone River poses a huge threat that adrenaline junkies just can't seem to resist.
Yeah, go. Just push off and hop in. Oh wait, he's back up! Miraculously, he's back up! I don't know how he did that. This is the annual boat float. It got postponed about a month. Usually it's the first Saturday in July, but because of the record high water in the Yellowstone, we had massive amounts of snow and very cold weather, so the snowpack was huge this year and it all came down. And a month ago, this river was extremely unsafe, a lot of debris in it, a lot of rapids, super high water. So anyway, they postponed it to this week, and basically it's a mass of up to 250 boats drift boats, there'll be rafts, kayaks, canoes even, jet boats like this up here, and it's essentially a big party on the river. What makes this unique is the condition of the river. Yellowstone's the longest undammed river in the country. It's almost 700 miles long in the lower 48. Gotta watch those two inflatable kayaks. They could definitely go over. Got somebody over? Your side? Yeah. Always. Behind you! Behind you! Behind you! We're gonna help you. We're here for you. We're here. Let go of me and he'll get you, okay? He's got you, okay? Right here, ma'am. Go ahead now. What's your name? Diane. Okay, Diane. We're gonna spin you around, okay? All right, like that. Okay? And we're gonna get you in the boat, okay?
Oh, I don't have to get in the boat. Just get me to shore.
That's how we're gonna get you to shore.
Okay.
Ready? There we go. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, I'm okay.
You didn't hit any rocks or nothing? You're good?
That's quite a ride, isn't it? Oh yeah.
I'm in these rapids, you know. Something's gonna suck me down.
Well, you're okay now. Everything's good? Absolutely.
I don't know where your paddle went. Your paddle. I wonder if my beard.
Hey, you're with the game warden. You're with the game wardens now. You're as safe as you could possibly get.
Donna, did you have to save a cat today? And my old man always goes, "Bro, honey," and I go, "No, I just want to hang on."
I know it. Pretty wild, huh?
Rolls through it.
That's scary, isn't it? When you get in the water, your heart kind of stops. But yes, guess what? You had your life jacket on.
Yeah.
God bless you.
We all go get them on. We don't know. What? You didn't have your foot tucked in? Yes, I did. No,
he did, and then it come out.
Hold me up, because he wouldn't let me hang onto the rope. Paddle. Yet I gotta think of what happened here. You know, if it weren't for these guys right here, I'd still be floating.
Panic overtook her as soon as she hit the water. Part of it could have been the shock of the cold. I don't think alcohol played too much into it at this point. But just the panic of being in the water and not knowing what's going to happen. You know, fortunately she had her life jacket on, and that was great to see. And she caught her breath, and everything's good to go. So we'll be back in the water and hopefully enjoy the rest of the day.
350 miles to the northwest, Parks Warden Brian Schwartz is field training with Warden Nathan Reiner on Flathead Lake.
How's it going? So you're enjoying the sun? Finally have some sun around here, huh? No kidding. I'm starting to forget what it was.
Thought you were taking away the wake restrictions.
No, unfortunately not. Just moving the buoy a little bit.
We don't need a wake.
Why are you filming?
Oh, he's with the Outdoor Channel.
Okay. Oh, great.
Doing documentary things.
Are we gonna be on TV?
Yeah, you could be.
Okay, wait.
That's a good sign.
Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
All right, well, we'll do a safety check of your boats, make sure you got life jackets, all that good stuff.
Sure, absolutely.
Sure. Probably the easiest thing with that many people is you could pull and just give everybody a life jacket, so I know everybody on board has one, and that's probably the easiest.
Here, we got more life jackets. I got two. I think we got more. I got two too.
This is just
we got four more down here.
Are you just wanting to see my abs, aren't you?
If you've worked hard for it, you got to show it out.
Wait, did you count them out?
Yeah, we got her taken care of. How about a throw bowl? We got a boat and a throw bowl in each boat? Yeah, you have one like that in this one?
No. What's that?
Throw bowl? A throw bowl. Yeah. Any boat over 16 feet has to have at least one of those.
I don't have one.
Without proper safety equipment, especially life preservers, a minor boat accident could turn fatal. Warden Nathan Reiner is training Parks Warden Brian Schwartz, and they have come across a boat without a throwable flotation device.
Yeah, we have all the Coast Guard stuff for the safety inspections. Those are things that we got to have on the boat. So with the throwable, I'll just write you a written warning for that. Do you have your driver's license with you?
So, you know, he's done a lot of boat stuff, checking fishermen, but this is kind of a first thing for him, being out in this kind of this busy of a day, and really working on more recreationists. Before we were always kind of targeting the fishermen, anglers. Now we're targeting more recreationalists. So I'll be giving them some more kind of instruction and helping them along on what to look for and that kind of thing.
All right, so here's your license back, and then once again, it just like your personal information's up top here, and then it just cites it for the type of PFD and it's a warning. It doesn't cost you anything.
Listen, anything for the Outdoor Channel. This guy likes it, and he knows.
You're gonna see a warden make a wake here.
Thank you. There you go, watch that.
150 miles to the south in Region 2 near Missoula, wardens are working with sportsmen creating an access point for fishermen through private property.
Landowners got a hold of me and we got to talking about it, and they looked like they were a good candidate for a bridge access project. It's through the stream access legislation. Bridge access means that through the county right-of-way on a bridge here, anglers and recreationists can go down to the stream and fish as long as they stay below the ordinary high water mark. So that's what we're doing here today.
Looks great.
This access point on 9 Mile Creek, 20 miles west of Missoula, has a history of ATVs and vehicles illegally crossing private property and causing property damage.
The landowners have done here is they've allowed us to put in a post and rail system with an access point where people can go down, cross over their land above the high water mark, and go down and fish and recreate. You know, they can go kayaking or whatever. There's a few things that you can't do through the stream access laws, especially through this project. You can't do any trapping or any hunting. You have to still have to have landowner permission for that. So mainly this is for anglers, for kayakers, for people just wanting to swim or hang out below the ordinary high water mark.
You know, most of these projects are $500 or less. It's just the labor to come out and do it. But sportsmen of Montana, their license dollars pay for this. And today, I think we've got less than $400 in the total cost. Lots of labor, so we'll get this done and be fairly cheap and effective and make the landowner happy and keep a nice access area open for angler. The labor is the hard part. So, but sportsmen paid for it with their licenses, and they're out here helping us put it in. So it's a good deal for everybody.
After we got the project going, we started calling around, and we got folks from Montana Trout Unlimited. We've got a few of the volunteers from them. We got Hellgate Hunters and Anglers out of Missoula, Montana. They came down and they're helping us out, digging some of these holes, which is pretty rocky. And we've got a few of the other wardens here. It's going pretty good, going a lot faster than what I thought. So they're really good help out here, and they're really excited about being here. And we're excited to have them here to help us out with this.
Well, as a trout fisherman myself, I wouldn't do it if I couldn't access it. So access is a huge issue for us, and you know, we know that if people can access streams, they're going to take care of them. And so, you know, the more and better accesses that work for landowners as well, the better thing for us. You know, having accesses that work and work with landowners that they agree with is great.
A couple years ago, the only person I've ever had to deal with, they were riding when the stream was really low. They were riding up the stream bed.
Yeah, that's what they said that truck was doing, was going down there and they'd just park in the stream and wash their truck and stuff. It's like, what are you doing?
Very nice. Good work, man.
I want to be where it says access.
Oh yeah, we should slide down there.
It's not the most glorious thing to do out here, but it's things that need to be done, and it's really good projects to work on. It helps out with cooperation between landowners, anglers, and the agency, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks.
When we return, there's no such thing as a little white lie in law enforcement.
Steve, do you have a fishing license?
Yeah, I have a fishing license.
Yeah, you just never know what you're gonna, run into. Safety is always of concern. You never know what may happen. You're by yourself. You're a long ways from your vehicle. Just always officer safety has to be utmost, because you never know who you're dealing with. Maybe somebody that's broken the law somewhere, and anybody with a badge could scare them and think they're going back to jail. So you always have to be cautious of who you're dealing with, and always have that in the back of your mind.
On a midweek patrol, Captain Dara stops at an access point to a high mountain lake where several vehicles are parked at the trailhead.
For a high mountain lake like this in the middle of the week, this is kind of an oddity to see 5 vehicles here. As a game warden, I can't drive by this, even though it's a 2.5-mile hike in there. We gotta go, because there's no doubt somebody's fishing up there. So 5 daily, 10 in possession. So the grayling's under the trout limit, so they could keep 5. And if they're camped up here, they could have 5 in the cooler and some on the stringer, but no more than 10 if they're camped here. We're pretty close to the lake now, so we'll sneak up in there.
Hiking up the trail, Captain Dara meets a group of young anglers.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. How about fishing licenses? Do you have those?
I got mine.
Okay. How old are you girls?
15 and I'm 13. Oh.
13? Okay, 14. And you're? You got yours there?
Yeah.
You guys all together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
My conservation.
There's some other folks up there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's like 2 more groups up there.
Oh, okay. Were they fishing too?
I don't have mine.
They both were.
Okay. Do you have a fishing license?
Yeah, I have a fishing license.
All right. What I'll do is, I'm just gonna warn you guys. Okay, you're 13. You have to have a conservation license to fish.
Okay.
Okay. Are you from Montana?
No.
Okay.
No, she's not.
Oh, okay. Are you from Montana?
I'm in Washington right now.
Oh, okay. All right. When you're 15, you have to have a fishing license.
Oh.
But I'm not gonna write you a ticket because you're 15. But next time, have a fishing license. Okay. All right. And how old are you?
21.
21. Were you fishing?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a fishing license?
Yes.
Okay. And yours is down at the car? You
Yeah,
think?
she's been fishing with me quite a bit.
Okay. How about you fellas? Were you guys fishing?
They weren't.
Weren't fishing? Okay. All right. Well, what I'll do is I'm going to just leave it with a verbal kind of thing with you guys.
Right.
When you fish in Montana at the age you're at, you have to have a conservation license. And then when you fish now, you have to have a fishing license.
Okay.
And says he has one. And,
yeah, I do.
And you, I'm sorry, what was your name? What I'll do is I'll just take your names, and when I get back, I'll just run you on a computer to see if you have a license. What I'll do is I'll get your date of birth, and that'll just make it easier for me to run it. It's just hard up here on the hill. I couldn't even do it at the truck. I'm not computerized enough yet to do that. But
Montana game wardens use an automated licensing system that allows them to verify all licenses ever purchased by an individual.
In Montana, just the fact that you are coming from a place where there are fish and you're carrying a fishing pole, that is called prima facie evidence. That's enough evidence to say that you were fishing. Whether they had said they had or not, that would have been enough. All 4 of them admitted they'd been fishing. There were 2 young juveniles there that didn't have licenses, one who was 13 and one who was 15. I let them go with a verbal. There was a 17-year-old male and a 21-year-old female, local, who said they had fishing licenses, they just didn't have them with them. So when I get back tomorrow in the office, I'll run them on the database to see if they had a license or not. And you know, on that kind of a deal, if they tell me they have a license, I'll take their word for it, and if they get back and find out they don't, just like I told them, I'll mail them a citation for fishing without a license. People don't expect you to be in here on a Wednesday. Plus, you know, 5-mile hike. So yeah, you just never know what you're gonna, you know, run into. Society's made up of so many different types of folks, you know. It could be just an average guy, a day off with the wife or the kids. And it could be somebody that's not so average. We'll try to just class it a while and see who's fishing. Just because sometimes they take a break and put the pole down. And so we'll just kind of watch it a little bit once we get in here, see who's fishing. Sounds like there's still 4 or 5 guys in here possibly fishing, so I want to give them all a chance to fish. Yeah, can't really go check him without blowing it for these guys, so we'll just walk through here real quiet.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Not bad.
Having any luck?
Huh?
Having any luck?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. You been in here very long?
Well, it'll be about an hour and a half, a couple hours.
Huh? They're not chasing it?
Yeah, they've got a few down there.
Uh-huh.
Haven't had any luck yet, so.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll come back and check your fishing license and bring you some luck.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Caught a few?
I think I just landed number 3, and I've had 5. Though, yeah. Okay. Actually, the one I just caught was pretty nice.
Oh, nice. Was it grayling?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah. Good.
Fishing game?
Yep. Just checking fishing licenses. I think I set some sort of record today.
Yeah.
Checked 11 people fishing Fuse Lake today.
Yeah.
On a Wednesday.
And were they all legal?
Oh, they were all, well, I don't know about 2 of them. They didn't have their licenses with them, so we'll see.
You know what?
Want to chase you in?
Well, I fished here, I was probably about 12, and that'd be 51 years ago.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So it's been that long.
And that's how long it's been. At that time.
Has it changed?
Well, there were so many. My cousin, Phillipsburg, there, he was a doctor in Anaconda, Dr. Huffman for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But he brought my brother and I up here, and there were so many that they were skinny. And I don't know if there was a limit then, like 10 or something. He said just keep as many as because they really were overcrowded. Oh yeah, you put out like 2 flies and just get them.
One on each fly.
I've never been one that can catch a lot of fish, but that day I caught my limit.
You were a fisherman that day.
Yeah, a fisherman that day. But that was a long time ago. There you go.
That's cool you're back up here that long.
Yeah, that was...
Well...
So you go back down through Hamilton, are you? Or
no, we'll
go back, because you're going to go down through Rock Creek.
We're going to go back down through Rock Creek, so... I told the young man hiking down from the mountain lake, he said he had a fishing license. Do you have a fishing license?
Yeah, I have my fishing.
Told him if I would check that on our computer database and that he would be fine. And I collected his information, and like the wardens do, and came back and ran him on the computer, and he did not have a fishing license like he said. Whether he knew he didn't or he just thought he did doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter was he did not have a fishing license purchased that day when he was fishing. And as I said I would issue him a citation and put it in the mail.
175 miles to the east near Big Timber, Montana, the rapids of the Yellowstone River are wreaking havoc at the annual boat float.
Something else, I don't know what's attached to this second boat up here. And that's always an extremely bad idea too, when you have 2 boats tied together with rope going over these rapids. That can be very, very dangerous. Oh, over. That's not good. Well, this is when it gets tricky too. You got this much current and this boat is flipped over, so they obviously have 0 control.
Watch rock.
So our concern is the people moored in the boat right now. So we'll see if they're okay.
Got everybody? Yeah. Good? Yep. Come on the boat. Come on.
Here, let go of your beer. You want to come in? We can get you to shore. Let's come on in.
I got her.
Ready?
Yep.
we'll come back out and help them. There we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Our water's cold, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sucks some of the juice right out of you. You okay? Go ahead.
Where's Brett?
When you get a chance, cut that rope. I don't want any ropes messed around right now. Then we'll get everything to shore. Pull that line through. I don't want it in my prop, in my jet.
We were just talking to start it. We just put it in like 5 minutes ago.
After a brief rest period, these boaters were reunited with their group and sent on their way.
You're watching Porn. It's on the Outdoor Channel.
Montana has had more drownings this year than ever, with unusually high water. Working the boat float primarily for safety reasons, wardens wait at the rapids where most of the danger lies.
It could be way too early to say this, but it seems like there's been some decent decision making going on. I've seen a lot of the smaller boats going to the river right, so I don't know if they've just caught word about how big these rapids are. So I'm pretty happy to see a lot of these smaller boats staying to the river right, and they can skirt right around them. So that's pretty good to see.
During the boat float, there is no shortage of action.
I'm nervous about this one here. Right about there is the problem. They're done. Push off and hop in. All right, go for it. Those work so much better when they're on, you know that, right? Yeah. Here you go. Want to come up? Want to come up? Good job. We'll get your boat here in a minute. Move to this, back over to this side if you could. How's the water?
We had 2 females on a inflatable kayak that lost control up here in Rapids and had to go help them out. They were both okay. Pulled one on board, dragged the other one on board eventually, and got them both to shore safely. And no injuries. Good to go.
It's kind of nice to actually get a feel for what it's going to be like for people going through there with these bigger rafts. They're a little safer, generally. As long as the operator, the guy that's on the oars, knows what he's doing, or she knows what she's doing, that helps a bunch. They get sideways in those, they want to go nose down first, and be able to row backwards so they can kind of pull themselves out of some of that. But if they go down sideways and they get in where that water's rolling over, that's when they can get in trouble. They can start taking on quite a bit of water. So as long as they keep nose down, it shouldn't be too bad for them. The smaller boats, that's a different story.
It's hard to fool a veteran warden, but these anglers try to pull one over on Captain Jeff Darrow.
It makes me nervous when I come up from both lines there, bro. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna look around a little bit. And I'm not gonna find any night crawlers, like right there. Give me the pull. That's yours right there.
No, that ain't mine.
How's it going, fellas?
Region 2 Captain Jeff Dara has just rolled upon two people fishing a stretch of Rock Creek where live bait is not allowed.
Rock Creek is a blue ribbon trout stream, and it's an artificial lures only area. And we really target looking for people that are using bait on Rock Creek, and it's the time of evening that people that are prone to do that would be out doing it. And you just break your line off right there?
No, we've lost probably 15 bucks in spinners since we've been up here.
Have you? All right, how about you? You got your fishing license? He broke his line, and the reason he did that was on the end of it was a hook and a night crawler, and he didn't want to be caught with that. And anyway, I didn't let him know that I suspected bait right away, so checked their licenses. Both it was a father, son, they both had licenses, and they were cordial. All right, here you go. Not that I don't believe you that you were using spinners, but what do you got on your line over there?
Nothing right now.
Yours is broke off too?
Well, look down in the rock so we can get it out.
Oh, okay. And your line broke off?
Yeah.
You don't have any worms around here, do you? When I start looking around, am I going to find any worms?
No.
Okay. Because I'm going to look around, because it makes me nervous when I come up and both lines are broke.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to look around a little bit. And I'm not going to find any night crawlers, like right there.
There is.
Give me the pole. That's yours right there.
No, that ain't mine.
Look, we can play this two ways. We can play it straight, or we can play it the hard way. What's it going to be? You gonna play it straight?
Well,
these are still cold. These are yours. That's why you broke the line.
Well,
you got any fish in the water?
No.
You got any in the truck or in the car?
No.
How long you been fishing?
Just got here a little bit ago.
Okay. There's a difference. Have you been here all day using these, or did you just? And when I asked if they'd been using bait, they both denied it. They said they had been using lures. Be truthful with me right now.
Well, we've been fishing the Clark Fork coming down.
Okay, so right now you broke your line because you saw me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now what do you got on yours? Okay, all right, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay, well that's all right, but when I check you on Rock Creek and I come up and I see you cut your line, then I know you're using bait, okay? So here's the deal. I'm gonna write you both a ticket for using bait on Rock Creek, okay?
Okay.
And then it's not a kind of thing where you lose your privileges or anything like that.
Okay.
But you do have to pay a fine.
All right.
Okay. And you have worms in the tackle box? Okay, I'm gonna take those from you, okay? I cited them both for using bait in Rock Creek. And they'll have to talk to the judge, and I'm sure there'll be a fine attached to it. In the corner down here in the bottom is the judge's phone number. Her name is Judge, and she's in Phillipsburg. I gave you till the 31st of August to give her a phone call. All this stuff up here, fellas, is just your name and your address and your license number, your phone number, where you work, and then just I cited you under 87-1-125, which is a violation of commission regs. And today's date's the 17th of August, 2011. And that said, defendant did knowingly, purposely, or negligently was using worms on Rock Creek, artificial lures only section, violation of commission rules and regs. Location, Rock Creek. Just says I didn't take any money from you. This is my badge number and this is my name. Okay, any questions?
Nope.
Okay, thanks guys.
I'll give you some money, but I ain't got it.
That's okay. Just do call the judge, because if you don't, then it gets to be a hassle. Again, this is a very popular stretch of water. The fish in here have whirling disease. We have a real severe, strict limit on it. There's still good fishing here. No incident or whatever. Once they realized they were caught, they took the citations well, and hopefully they don't do it again. Thanks, guys.
Yep, thanks.
Next time will be a better deal.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
We're usually pretty good about it. We kind of just got skunked.
Got skunked, so gonna try to catch a fish.
Yeah.
So. Okay, well.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
You too.